Okay people, final update on this small box motor before I move on to over here. We have the 8-wheeler, 80 centimeters. That's what's coming up next. 12 coiler. Hopefully in the next week or so we'll have this up. And so, do you remember the little Variac, little sweet one, then this gorgeous one, and now we've got, because these are burnt out now, this is 250 watts, 500 watts, now it's 1000. The reason that burnt out is because running it at 200 volts, getting 3 amps, 600 watts, burnt this bugger out. Also the chips burned out because I was running this at way over 240 volts because I wasn't getting the speed, so everything buggered up. So if you're gonna do a 12 coiler at 50 watts a coil, you're gonna need 600-700 watts of power for that thing. You're gonna need a 1000 watt Variac. Now there's some Chinese stuff coming from China, that lovely China. That's a small thing, it's a speed controller, 4000 watts, 220 volts, hopefully can eliminate this thing. So there's a few, there's the batteries, the input and output. That's the input inverter, output inverter. We're going to put the lights on that. Now the wheel is running fine. You know, it's a 15 centimeter wheel. It does. I don't have. There are no issues with it. It's running fine. With the big one, what we're going to do here is we're going to cut angles on this and angles here. So as this spins, the wind will go inside. We might even put little wings outside to push the air in, and then it will go through there and cool the PMAs and stuff. This is going to disappear, and we're going to be a bit lighter there. These are going to be thinner. This is only going to be 2 inches. So there's a lot of weight coming off that big. This big wheel. See, there's 8 of those. 8 of those. They're going to be glued together, and the outsides are going to be held by those beasts over there. And there's the frame. Now, I've made the frame a bit bigger so that it can handle all the coils and plenty of room. So, the issues that I have a thermal sensor which I'm going to put on these transistors. That will say 20, that will say 35, and that will say 60. I'd like our master to tell us, even with the heat sink, I've literally got all these heat sinks, why the difference in temperature. Is it because this one is not working, that one is working but not flat out, and that is working flat out? What is the temperature of these transistors? Coils are fine, they're running 20, 30. I've changed a couple of these coils. As you can see, I've got 3.3k resistors instead of 4.7 to see if there's any difference. They all have, I've put back the collecting plates, so 6 coils, 15 centimeter wheel. We still can't get this PMA turning simply because this wheel is too big. So we're having one on the big box motor. It will have 3 pulleys, this size, that size, and smaller, and we'll see, they're interchangeable, and we'll see which one pulls that bugger. So these are the issues that I would like our master to have a look at, which is the when I get this thing going. So what we'll do is we'll plug the lamps in. There you go. There's the charger. So the charger is charging up the input inverter. That's the output inverter. Lights are on to discharge. Let's get rid of these variacs. Okay. Okay. Put the variac in. Switch on. Amp meter. Voltmeter. Output volts. Output amps. Is that on? That is on. Okay, so switch on variac. We'll switch it up to about there, 180. And there we go. This is spinning just lovely. Now we're using 2 amps at 180 volts, so that's 360 watts we're using for 6 coils, so that's 60 watts per coil. The input is 12.7, 12.3, simply because I've got lights on. If we turn this off, this will go up a bit, so let's charge them up. And I'm getting 3.4 amps. So input output not very good. As you can see, there are no issues with the coil, with the wheel. It's and it's running true. When we build the other one, there will be no stainless steel plate. The magnets will be countersunk and they'll be drilled right through the wheel, and they'll be bolted from the inside because we've got the room to do it. As you can see, this A is going to disappear, and we're going to do like the master did and put bars across and let the wheel sit on that. That's a lovely idea. At 15 centimeters, this wheel, there are a lot of issues that it solved. You can bolt your magnets from the inside. You can get rid of that center bit and put a center sleeve for the rod. So it's going to be a lot lighter. I'm going to weigh it when I make it, and then we'll see. So what we have here, we'll have a speed. This Chinese shit is now working because I put that strip on. See, read the instructions, people. Don't be stupid like me. So I'm doing 450 at 180 volts. We'll bump it up a bit. The reason the chips were blowing was because I took them beyond the 230 volts. So now, there we go, 200 volts. I'm using 3 amps. So 600 watts of power. That's 100 watts for every coil. That is a lot, and I don't know why. So we need the master to have a look at this. As to the, so now we're getting, what are we getting, guys? We're getting 500, where are we? 500 RPM. It'll go up a bit more, but now coils are fine, but watch this. As you can see, that bottom transistor 21, 33, 32. So there's a variance, and there is a heatsink on there. Why is that 21, master, and that one is 34, and that one is, and they'll get a bit warmer as well. Now, here we have first coil at 15, 15, 15. Does that mean this coil is not functioning at all? Why is it 15 and they're all staying at 15? The coil 22 just wants to go to it. So there could be an issue with this coil. Why is it 15 degrees? They haven't even got warm. They haven't even got warm. Here again we have 25, 21, 18. Here we have 18, 25, 25. Down here, these coils, we've got 20, 22, 32. So why the difference in the temperature? This one 15, 21, 29. And they'll go up a bit. This one will go 40 and that'll... Now here I had an issue. This is a 68,000 microfarad 25 volt capacitor. I thought I'll put another one on, so I doubled it, so 136,000 microfarads, and the amps dropped. So instead of getting 3 amps, it's 3.5 amps there. When I put the other the 136 microfarad, it dropped to 2 amps. So the battery is now 13.6. I really need to put some lights on. So let's put some lights on. I should drop this down a little bit. I'm on 200 volts. I'm not going any higher. I can go to 220 and get another 50 RPM out of it. So this is the final thing, guys. It's working. There are no issues with a 15 centimeter wheel. And the big one is going to be probably like the same weight, but bigger. So good luck to you guys, and thank you, Master Technomancer. You're a gem.